Hello, everyone, and welcome to your week number 6 overview. There are some new items this week. So if you missed a couple of videos, you thought you've gotten the hang of things, you may want to check in this one just to get an overview of what's going on this week. So first off, the discussion. We're moving on to a different topic, which is your cover letter. So again, you have the lecture that gives you the background of the expectations and tips and tricks and how to create your cover letter. You will submit the cover letter for a review in your discussion, as always, due by Wednesday, so we have time to comment and you have time to make corrections before submitting your cover letter. Again, like the resume, we're looking for a standard classic style. You may see ones that have colors and different items like that. We're looking for, again, one column business letter format, and the lecture should give you some examples of that. What you are posting in your cover letter is a little bit different. Okay, you want to have a good opening sentence in the actual letter capturing the reader's attention. Okay, the big thing is not just repeating your resume, because it doesn't really make sense just to give 2 copies of your resume. It should bring something else. It should have this is a different and another opportunity to impress the possible potential employer. So don't lose that opportunity by just doing 2 of the same items, like 2 resumes. This is not a resume, it's a cover letter. So you really want to persuade, and you can go into more detail and elaborate on some certain skills, what you plan on bringing to the company. It's just, instead of this listing who you are and what you've done, you now can elaborate on some of those strengths and why you will become a good fit with that company. Okay, so it's just some things to look at when you're actually writing the cover letter that will be posted in your discussion and eventually then turned in. So you do have one more of the career development plans. This is about the applied mathematics. Take the assessment, and I'm not going to go into too much detail on the reflection. Again, over a page, and just include your results, include the skills, which is still again based on the job posting you've used pretty much this whole session so far, and be specific, especially with your goals and the action plan and how to achieve that goal. There is one new assignment, which is your reflection. Okay, this reflection is tying into informal and formal learning and the connection with that with your resume. Okay, so I would do the same process of copying and pasting it into a Word doc, so you can make sure you answer each part. Okay, so basically what you're doing is comparing what you've learned about your workplace employment documents through formal and informal means. So formally learning about your resume, your cover letter, etc., is what you've done here at school in Bryan and Stratton or in other college classes about your resume and career building. Formal means a structured format. You've had a teacher, you've had lectures, you've had information to read, you've learned about it formally. Informally means anything outside of that. So, like they said, the real world, on the workplace, on the job site, through colleagues, through what you just read on your own. Anything else is informal. Okay. So basically what they're looking for is what you've learned informally about those documents and compare that to what you've learned formally. So there are questions you can answer to help you with especially the informal part. Thinking about if you've been rejected for a job, what did you learn based on what was missing in your resume? What have you learned if you were ever hired for a job? What on that resume allowed you to get that job? Did you ever hear again from others, people talking, managers especially in the workplace, about what they saw on resumes as they hired certain people? These are informal ways that you would have learned about your resume. So you want to apply those skills when you're creating your resume just as much as you do with what you learned here specifically in this formal class. Okay, and the last part here talks about comparing and contrasting what you learned. So you're going to list what you learned formally and informally. Tell me how it's similar and how it's different. That's the compare and contrast. If you just list what you learned informally and not doing the compare and contrast, showing how it's similar or different, you miss that one little nuance in the assignment. So again, I think a page in length would probably be a good way or goal for this, to be able to answer the everything in detail. Besides that, you have one of those career development plans, your discussion by Wednesday, about the cover letter. And again, if you have any questions, please let me know. Good luck.